Welcome back, WGLNA. Battle number 1, match number 1 went to River of Blood over Nerve, and now we're ready for match number 2, Simplistic versus War and Peace. We actually have the team captains on the line, so let's go ahead and throw to our face-off, gentlemen. Good evening. All right, I can't hear you on the audio. I believe you're not both.
Can you hear me?
Muted. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Pat,
you can't hear Waffles?
I can hear Waffles now.
All right.
Oh my gosh, Waffles. We're going to start with you, Superman.
Right on.
You had a win over Nerve in a shootout and a loss against the Cazadores. And as I can clearly see, and the rest of our audience can see, you love America. You want to represent America in Las Vegas. So what has your team been doing to prepare for this match tonight?
You know, I think we've been caught off guard a little bit this season by the extra level of play over last season. I think a lot of teams have, actually. So, you know, we've been redoubling our efforts, you know, putting in extra practice sessions, you know, going over strats a lot, and we're hoping it's going to pay off.
And pay off it shall, but we're going to find out because your opponent tonight is no walkover. War and Peace, Pat Real 2000. They've been in this game for a while, but new to WGLNA. Pat Real 2000, how you doing? How's your team doing? And how excited are you for this match tonight?
Oh, we're doing great, man. We're excited. We're ready to go. I mean, we're going to make some changes here.
Gonna make some changes.
Oh yeah.
Well, Pat Real, do you have anything to say to the ever so charismatic Waffles from Simplistic before we start this match?
Well, we've come out with some new techniques here for practicing. We haven't been doing very well, so we've tried to come and get our new techniques, and the one that we found is going to work for us now is we've been role playing with GI Joes. So, you know, we've created all the maps that we have in my basement. All the guys come over and we get in our GI Joes and we drive our tanks around. I think that's going to help us a lot better than Map Tactics and all those other programs that we have. So we're ready, man.
Simplistic, anything to add to that?
I don't know, man. That sounds real legitimate. I'm a little worried now. I'm going to talk to my guys.
Hey, I got this from watching his videos, and
for real. I'm actually scared. I wish I could not sound sarcastic.
Well, Waffles, it wouldn't be broadcast without you offending someone.
Right. You guys have completely ruined the Casual Friday here at Simplistic offices.
Hey, I look at it this way. We can only go up, right? I mean, we can only go up. So
I feel the same about us.
We are ready.
Gentlemen, I always appreciate your candor. And checking my notes here, Simplistic, you have the higher seed. Heads or tails in the coin flip?
Tails, please.
Tails. And let's go ahead and flip. It's going to be heads.
So you can choose map.
War and Peace. Well, you get to have deferral or map choice. Which do you choose?
Oh, we're going to defer.
See, I just sped up the process, and you brought us back.
It's a formality.
I appreciate that. You know, I mean, that's defer, man.
Yeah, it's a formality. Simplistic, what will be your map choice?
I'm trying to figure out which map G.I. Joe's translates least well to now. I'm going to say that probably they didn't come up with a good facsimile for Himmelsdorf, so we'll go with Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf will be the map choice. War and Peace, where will you spawn to fight against Cobra?
Okay, can we not defer now? Can we no, we're going to go ahead and do the north.
North side for War and Peace on Himmelsdorf. Yep. Simplistic will take the south. Gentlemen, best of luck.
Thanks. See you guys out there.
And we got two 5100s and three IS-3s for both teams with two T1 Cunninghams. A mirror matchup. War and Peace and Simplistic.
That's right. Simplistic is going to be in the red, spawning to the south. North side, as we see on the screen just a bit ago, was War and Peace. And we have Bryant, 21, and the 5100 going to be leading the charge over to the west side, along with the other heavy tanks following him. Art of War, B1 Doberman, McGirth, and Schooley will be heading to that side as the T1s are going to chill over at Tank Alley, trying to spot anything down there. Here we see Whiskey Dodd and Waffles and the other T1 across the way. I'm sure Waffles has a computer not on that desk, but over to the side there in that setup that he has. It's kind of tough to play with the screen that far away.
He actually has a projector set up, and he just plays with a 60-foot screen.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well, Whiskey Dodd is a top performer here when it comes to WGLNA. You see on the screen the current stats he has in the T1 Cunningham. Huge thank you to Greetor, Brewkill, and the rest of the team that have compiled the stats from Season 1. We will continue to have more stats active for the different team members because they do help the story here for all of the WGLNA professionals. Waffles, is going to be the one in the T1 going up the hill. And will he be able to see anything? He may see the other T1 that is up that way as well.
Spirit AW ready to receive Waffles if he ever pokes down. Of course, he has a couple of friends right behind him. Actub in the 5100 and DeRosta as well. Both guys that we've seen a lot of in the old team called Ermagerd Kernavern.
That's right. A team that unfortunately is not joining us for Season 2. And Waffles did spot Spirit AW, but nothing as of yet for information for his team. Whiskey is going to be trading on the other side to go and check out if anything else is happening to the south side, which nothing is because Waffles is covering that position. And let's go ahead and check the west coast, best coast, Art of War, over here in the IS-3 in an angled position to see if anybody's going to poke their heads out of the railroad, and that's not going to be the case because it looks like the D-line will be a defensive setup right now from War and Peace.
Spirit AW is going to approach over here, trying to find where Waffles is, reverse angling so he can get good shots and good sights on his opponent before his opponent actually fires at him. But Waffles, as we can see on the mini-map, has already gone back, so he's just giving this up, and the 5100s, Actub, is going to get over here and try to spot out anything that he can on the G line.
We have the two IS-3s still holding the line here on the west, setting up for anything to poke out to get that initial fire and then back up on those IS-3s. And that is a good defensive play. But hopefully at the 5-minute mark we'll see a reset from Simplistic here. Maybe waiting out their opponents.
I think it's up to War and Peace right now to move up Tank Alley. That's the most important thing that you can do with this scout up on the G line. You know for sure, or you know, probably 95% of the time, because nobody is over here, that everybody else is in the southwestern area. It's very unlikely that we have everybody just grouped up around here, and see on the minimap where I'm kind of circling. It's very unlikely that all 5 Tier 8 tanks are there. So you can actually push down there, and if they are, you'll have good crossfires as well.
That is true, and we have seen from that hill play where we see Actub and his teammate firing from, and there goes one shot. Royal in the IS-3 is the one that's spotted. He did ping the map. Royal is still spotted for the red team, and Whiskey Dot is going to move all the way up to the west, because since one heavy tank's down on that side and nothing else has poked out, that means a western push could be an inevitable choice here from Simplistic. Whiskey Dot's going to be the front man, the point man, to see if there's anything that could resist that western push. He sees nothing yet, and now the tanks are starting to move.
On their side, Torvald is supposed to be scouting out the west side. There is a big west side push, as we can see on the mini-map. Everybody's moving up. Let's actually jump into your screen, Clutch.
Yep,
and
there they
you
are.
can see just the long list, the Congo line.
But that Congo line could get shot across this open pathway. Torvald is able to scout nobody. He doesn't see anyone yet, but they do see him. Pat Real 2000, his IS-3 is scouted. McGirth tried to get a hit on him, but nothing landed, at least didn't penetrate. And now Simplistic is not going to commit to the other side of the map because their base is under attack.
Just beautiful, and they got Spirit AW here as well to help with the cap. Screening being done by Royal and Patriel in their IS-3s makes so much sense. They're going to try to just stop any of the tanks from getting to defend this base cap. 20 seconds left, and we're going to see where Simplistic comes from. But you know what? I think it's too late already. And they're stopping here. No, they needed to move already. 10 seconds left. And Patriel blocking. Beautiful block. He'll stop the IS-3 from moving forward. 5 seconds left. It doesn't matter if they're overmatched. Ladies and gentlemen, a very clean win for War and Peace. Red base capture.
Amazing play by the IS-3, physically blocking, running into McGirth, and then the other IS-3 dying, blocking the way for the push-up on the other tanks, trying to stop the capture. That was how to play a defensive line, really, or an offensive line, as your quarterback's way in the back trying to make that play, capturing that flag. Great play by them, and using, hey, if you die, still set up an obstacle to allow your tank to get the capture.
Man, Simplistic had such little amounts of information throughout this. The first time they really found out where all the Tier 8 tanks were was this engagement. And by that time, they've already lost the cap. I mean, this is way too much time. The IS-3s moving into position to stop any potential things that could have happened over here, while the 5100s and the T1 started the cap. I mean, beautifully done. Did not matter. There's the wall. We had a really clean play by War and Peace.
We did, and they are up one battle, but it's still anybody's game.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We find out what battle number 2 map will be. So stay tuned. You're watching WGLNA.
And look at these lineups. 2 5100s and 3 IS-3s against 4 5100s and a
Wow.
KV-5 Simplistic. Bringing out 4 5100s. Now, I'm actually deathly afraid of the fight for Simplistic. I feel like having 4 5100s, you will not be able to do the damage you need to do or tank the damage you need to tank in the beginning phase. What they're looking for is the KV-5 to soak up a lot of damage, and the 5100s just come in and blow everything out of the water. And look at this. Oh my goodness. What kind of shenanigans do we have?
Art of War is just on a suicide run to get to the south. He's going to pass all the tanks, and they're going to miss. And they may be on the chase for him, leaving a complete opening for the rest of Simplistic to push down the railroad and go for the flag cap. This is a type of
my
spread I have never
goodness.
seen before in World of Tanks. But that KV-5, that moving wall, is simply shouting, "Come at me, bro."
Yeah, and they're chasing this KV-5, and they're like, "What are you doing, Art of War? This does not make sense now." Bouncing one of the shots from Pat Real 2000. He will connect one of the shots, and here it is. The 2 T1s and the 5100s will get on cap. Art of War going to go down here. A lot of shots being done, but they're all with IS-3s, not 5100s. Pavlo going to take a lot of damage to the 5100s. Brian coming out. There's a lot of screening going on. Whiskey Dot taking damage to his teammates. 20 seconds left. Will it be enough to reset this cap? Pat Real and Royal coming in from the side. And guess what? They're coming in hot.
They're coming in hot. McGirth able to get the kill against Durasta. Bryant 21 taking out Pavlo in the 5100. And now the T1s are trying to hold that line, but the counter sweep from the north side as the blue team, War and Peace, trying to move in to get that kill. Now the Pat Real 2000 does try to get a shot in, and he does against V1 Doberman. But Schooley, full health and probably a full clip. One shot into Herbal Thrill. Takes him down. Next shot, he's going to have to aim carefully. Royal or Pat Real 2000. Looks like he's going to focus on Pat Real on his shot. No, it's going to be against Royal. Royal takes a hit. 560 again. Schooley has another shot. And that one tracks Pat Real 2000. The red base is under attack, though, but it gets cleaned up by Bryant as his 5100 went back to clean that up. And now it's 3 AMX 5100s for Simplistic versus 2 IS-3s for War and Peace.
Can they catch the 5100s? That's the big question. Pat Real on the trail of Schooley. 2 shots will go out. Ammo stowage hit. Pat Real needs to fix that ASAP if he has the kits available. Schooley able to get that shot really nicely. It's still anybody's game, and we'll see as Schooley does get taken out here. And Brian is just 1 shot away from dying. So this is actually a position where I believe War and Peace has the big advantage.
Oh, every shot's going to have to matter
Oh,
here.
wow.
Wow.
And Brian gets taken out. As I said, just 1 shot away. Now will we see the engagement. Pat Real inching his way up, but he will not find the 5100 until he rounds his corner.
And they're trying to get the hit on him to the side. They're not going to make it. McGirth, time is ticking away for him to get back to take down Torvald. But he's able to circle around the buildings. He's going to get behind the IS-3s because of that speed. And will he be able to unload on them? He's going to go straight into the buildings on this side. And does he see him yet? No, he doesn't.
Oh!
No, he sees Royal.
Yes.
Royal just around the corner.
Will they be able to get the shots, though? McGirth lining it up, and he misses his first shot. Needs to connect his next 2 to kill Royal. It's going to be enough, but McGirth now only 1 shot away from dying. Pat Real lining it up. Will not be able to get it. Again, by the way, ammo stowage has been hit, but it doesn't matter. It's
Nope.
1 shot, 1 kill.
Able to take down that 5100. A very, very intriguing play from Simplistic. Welcome back to Wargaming.net League North America World of Tanks. That's what WGLNA stands for. I like saying WGLNA because it's easier to say and also sounds cool.
Wargaming.net. No, can't do it anymore.
Exactly.
Wargaming.net League North America. That's how I like it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wargaming.net League North America. My name is Andre Pancho.
And
Joined alongside is Joshua Clutch Gray. We're here to bring you more World of Tanks action from Wargaming.net League North America.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, we had to say it so many times over and
I
over again
know.
to get it right when we first heard it. Like,
The
wow.
War not net gaming league
World
North
of Tanks America.
World
That's all
of Tanks.
I want to say.
America.
But we are going to jump into battle number 3. It's going to be on Abbey. War and Peace is up 2-0. Let's see if they can close it out.
And here we go. On the side of War and Peace, we have two 5100s, a 416, and a 2 1390s. On the other side, Simp sporting two 5100s, two T32s, and a 1390. Oh my goodness! Now the 416, we've been talking about this tank. Can we just say we both love it?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm going to go over the stats of that tank real briefly here. It does have 1,200 hit points, 50 kilometers per hour is its highest speed, 75 armor for the turret, 45 on the sides. For the hull, 110, 75.
It is paper.
Yeah. 320 hit points, 330 millimeters of potential penetration on premium rounds, and performs pretty well. We've seen. And look at the silhouette of the tank. See how low it is to the ground and how large the profile is covered in its tracks. So when you aim at this tank, you have to aim a little bit hardy, but especially to the sides, since you get tracked a lot.
But with the turret so weak, you can actually hit the turret. But part of the Object 416, along with a lot of these utility tanks like the T69, the Pershing, is you shouldn't be taking hits. You should be in a position that says, okay, if you really want to turn your turret, the damage-dealing tanks will be just crushing whatever side, or, you know, ammo racks and crew skills, basically crushing everything that you have inside of your turret because you're focusing it.
That's right. Well, let's go ahead and look at where these teams have positioned themselves on the west side. Schooley did take some damage in his 5100, and both teams are going to be in a lockdown mode for quite a while, I believe, since the T-32s are in a great hold-down position. Well, at least halfway hold-down. Doberman trying to get some shots just over this rock area. His tracks will poke out a little bit. Another shot fired from his cannon, but
how cool is
nothing
this?
has landed.
Herbal Thrill was right behind this dead husk of a tank.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an M4?
It's M4 Sherman, yeah.
And he actually wasn't tall enough to go in a hold down position. He's so short.
Yep.
He's like me.
Yeah, well, he can fit in smaller areas, which T-32s, you know, they try to get in a good hold down position. That's great, but also their cupola can be damaged, and that is where you want to aim against the T-32. For a lot of tanks. Here we have Schooling the 5100. He's going to try to line up a shot. Now, all three of these turrets moved at the same time as the T1 was scouted, but all three of them know they're not going to be able to hit that side.
Big rotation.
Yeah, big rotation. And now, here's that rotation and the push in, because the scouting information will see that Pat Real 2000 and Spirit AW are scouted. It means that a couple tanks are not going to be on that western side of the map. And the push in with McGurth in front of with his T-32, absorb a couple more shots, and he's going to spot Torvald. Herbal Thrill is able to take down Art of War, and that's going to be the first blood here, but Spirit AW is almost dead himself.
I think Torvald is going to be dying pretty soon here. No, he has an escape route, but it's not the best escape route.
It's fleeting fast because of the 400-meter range of the T-32s. It's almost like they can see in a mountain. But whoa, look at this! Completely turning around is Simplistic. Waffles in the T1 all the way to the south. The only eyes and ears that they have next to their flag. Hasn't seen anything yet, but that is...
This makes a lot of sense.
intriguing.
Let's think about this. Art of War was just taking out two tier 8, right? It was... Who was that? It was Herbal Thrill that was able to take him out. Now, once you realize that, you say, well, the east side is completely owned to my opponents. Can I really hold the northwest side and say I'm safe against any flag caps? And the answer is no. So they say, okay, let's all back up and just play a more defensive position because we have to be careful of our flag count.
They do have to be careful, and with 5 minutes and 53 seconds left on the map, they still have room to be maneuverable to chase down their enemy if they wish, if they get some sort of advantage. Spirit AW, the only one kind of open to that advantage, but that is a T1, and he is not going to be fully exposed here. Whiskey Dodd says, you know what, guys, nothing's happening here. Nobody is pushing. Nobody's on the other side. They are pinging, saying, hey, are they there? Are they at the bottom? Whiskey Dodd saying to his teammates, no, they're going to have to be in the Abbey side. I'm not going to go back and check. We need to either fully commit to the south and reset, or we need to go back up to the west side because nothing is happening. Torvald in a great position, though, to scout anything moving up that west side that could pull the trigger for the blue team.
Shots being fired. Brian 21 is exposed right now, and he needs to be so careful because those 1390s are in a great position. I don't know who spotted him, honestly. It might have been 1390s. It might have been the T1.
Well, Waffles was trying to scout anything in that area, but not able to see anything yet, really.
Were those 1390s scouted because of the fire?
Weren't.
No,
they were not.
Wow.
They were not. But now the T-32 is going to be pushing up. B. Doberman, B1 Doberman, and McGurk.
This will escalate. This will escalate. The 1390s are in... You know, it's interesting. The 1390s are in an okay position. The 5100s are in an okay position. But when it comes down to the 5100s, because they just represent so much damage, they probably will be able to do more.
It's quite possible. T-32s, however, trying to land a couple shots, and they're not able to see anything yet, but Durasta does get hit. Oh, waiting for it right through that fence. They're trying to wait for the hit, but Whiskey Dodd gets the kill against the T1, trying to see if he can finagle some information saying, uh-oh, they have one 1390 there, but Whiskey Dodd's going to go south.
Oh, here it is.
T1 misses a shot from Doberman, but McGurk is able to get that kill. And now the T-32's pushing into the side flank. Durasta and his 5100 destroys part of the wall, and joining him will be Pavlo and his 5100. But another shot against Durasta. That's going to be from Whiskey Dodd from way far away in his 1390, covering the T-32's approach.
And that the T-32s are basically in a hold down position. That's why it's so nice as they approach up this hill. T-32s get here and they say, where the heck are you guys? As there is a fight brewing over near the cap.
I'll stick with the T-32s and see where they go. Andre will jump down to the south to see the fight between Herbal Thrill and the rest of those heavies. But now the shots are being fired back and forth here. 5100 is peeking around the corner. Durasta is focusing down on McGurk. No shots fired yet. However, two are able to land.
There's no priority there. Both T-32s took a shot from the 5100s. That means they weren't focusing on the right tanks. Now Pavlo alone. But Act Up and Pat Real are right behind them to help out. Doberman might go down here, but the 1390 being played by Act Up was only one shot away from dying, and down he did go. Pavlo taking the shot. He is clipping right now. Pat Real trying to get into position to do damage against Doberman. One shot, one kill. Will he get it? Yes, he will, but McGurk right behind him trying to do damage. 312 damage being done. 299 behind him. Whiskey Dodd moving on in, killing the 1390,
and
killing the
that's
5100.
It. Simplistic is able to get the battle victory here. Still showing their teeth. And they are able to take out War and Peace on that.
Two 416s and three 1390s for War and Peace. On the other side, we have two 32s, two 1390s, and a single T-32. A much heavier lineup for Simplistic with the Pershings and the T-32, but it's not by... I want to say it's not by that much, but that's actually wrong. There's a lot more HP on the side for Simplistic than there is for War and Peace.
Yeah, those 416s are agile and they are good damage dealers. When it comes to agility, what better place to bring it than the rocky areas of Cliff?
The thing is, the difference between 1100 damage and 1200 damage might seem like it's 100, but you can't look at it like that. How many shells is it really? The difference between them. And I would say that it's the same amount, right? Like if I'm doing average 200 damage in my 1390s, and it's a little bit more than that, but still average 200 damage, the amount of shots I need to kill 1100 or 1200 is a lot of times the same.
Well, the amount of shots just landed in the side of Brian is huge. That's three that just hit him. He got tracked on that last one. Those Object 416s were able to lock him down to 301 out of 1440. But Whiskey Dodd, his 1390, is the first one to draw blood against Durasta. He gets the first kill against him. B1 Doberman takes a shot against his side of the T-32, but the Pershings are trying to set up this concave crossfire as the 416s are going to be falling back behind the rocks and trying to pick up another avenue of approach. B1 Doberman, though, is pushing in a little bit too far. He's going too far to chase a 1390, leaving him completely alone and exposed here.
And down he will go at the firefight of the Object 416s. They're just so incredibly powerful with their burst damage, especially two of them at the time. You can see both of them are sharing hit points pretty nicely over here. What worries me a little bit is the fact that they are trading against a much heavier lineup, and yes, they're able to kill the T-32, but it might have represented a lot of the 1390 shells. T1 will go down all the way over on the east side as Whiskey Dot is able to pick up that kill. Spirit AW right around the corner in his 1390 gets a big shot off, and I don't know who that was that shot him. Oh my goodness.
Couldn't tell the shot either. Might have been, it wasn't Whiskey Dot. The T1, he's going to be moving around to another side. Bryant 21 and his Pershing still kind of locked away from the rest of his teammates here as they're up on the mountain. McGirth, Schooley, and Art of War are able to spot the 416s.
Ooh.
Nice shot against Pat Real 2000. Bryant 21 and his Pershing was able to land that. And Herbal Thrill is going to try to do some HP sharing with his battle buddy here.
But check this out. Spirit AW coming in from the side. Whiskey Dodd right over there. But I think he's clipping, and the Pershing is very open to Spirit AW. Will shots ring true? Pershing was able to fire out, but hit dirt immediately. Spirit AW taking damage from a single T1 Pershing, able to connect a shot. And Spirit AW now finally shooting against Bryant. Will he go down? That's the question. No, 2 misses, and down he goes. Wow, that's the power of the Pershing. America.
America indeed. Bryant 21 rocking back and forth in his Pershing, just trying to be a moving target against that 1390. And McGirth and even Art of War and his T1 were able to do some significant damage against that 1390, keeping their teammate alive. And now Herbal Thrill, the only one that can do damage here in the 416, is now at 425 out of 1200 hit points. And Art of War is going to be coming around from the side in his T1. He's feeling mighty peppy here. And he's going to unload into the 416, not doing any damage, every shot bouncing. But it causes the 416 to move to the other side, and McGirth is able to get that kill. 1 tank remains for War and Peace, and that means we're going to have a tied-up series, and we're going to go into battle number 5. Waffles in the T1 trying to chase down Royal. Royal's not going to be moving at all with 2 hit points. Waffles will get the kill. And there it is. Simplistic is able to tie up the series. Hey everybody, welcome back to WGLNA. We are in battle number 5 of War and Peace versus Simplistic. Simplistic was down 0-2, but they were able to come back in a sweeping fashion, and now hopefully we'll have a winner because 3 points is on the line. If this is a draw on the map, which is going to be Ruinberg, we will go to a shootout, and the victor of that shootout will only take 1 victory point in the league. And for both these teams, they're going to need those points. I mean, every team needs those points, obviously, but with their position, War and Peace not having a win so far, Simplistic 1-1, every point counts. Let's go ahead and jump into battle number 5. It's going to be on Ruinberg, War and Peace versus Simplistic.
Mirror lineups, ladies and gentlemen. 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a single 1390 with 2 T1 Cunninghams. For both of these teams, that means we'll get to see who is just straight up the better team.
The better team, the masters of the straight-on mirror matchup. And also, where will they be going is the question on everyone's mind in the first couple seconds. That's why we try to display it as soon as we can here, because these initial scouting runs is crucial to give us an idea of where they're going. Whoa, AC Dub and Whiskey Dog see each other. Who's going to land the first shot? Whiskey Dog doesn't stop yet. Oh, no, he doesn't shoot at AC Dub yet. He decides not to stop and draw fire.
That's correct.
Instead,
you don't want to be doing that.
Exactly. Decides to push into the Delta Village.
If he did stop and try to get a shot, there could be a chance all the 5100s, all the IS-3s are lining up that shot on Whiskey, and all of a sudden he gets blown up in seconds. That's why you don't stop there. Pat Real and Herbal Thrill are going to be spotted out over here on the EF line by McGirth.
That's
and
right.
nothing will happen with that.
Nothing will happen. B1 Doberman and McGirth are going to be in this parking lot scenario here. Two great places to park your IS-3s. Funny story, I was playing in a T-34, forget the map, but I found a kind of a parking spot area, and I was physically stuck. I couldn't get out, but thank goodness our team won. And I was able to get a couple kills in that area, too.
It would
But I
be
was
very
completely
awkward,
stuck.
right?
I think it was Himmelsdorf. Yeah, it was a little bit awkward. But they're going to stay in this position, which gives really good map control for Simplistic. However, this does leave open the city side all the way to the west, and that could be a northern push coming out from War and Peace. If that is the case, Art of War will see it, and there will be a reset, and possibly a great flank from McGirth and B1 Doberman in that side. And here we do see a bit of that northern approach coming out of War and Peace.
This is a great jump. You can see the rest of the tanks. They're still trying to get the east side. Meanwhile, the IS-3s are just in a Mexican standoff, but if they choose to try to go for this flag cap right away, there's going to be a huge advantage, in my opinion, for the War and Peace team.
Could be the case indeed. Bryant 21 and Schooley. One of them's moving, that is Bryant 21 to the north, and then he'll head from east to west. But to the south, quickly jumping over to Art of War, who is in the north, excuse me, but to the south is Waffles. And also, we have Whiskey Dodd in his 1390, and they see a completely open flag. And they could pull the trigger, making War and Peace hesitate for a number of moments.
It won't, though. Actub is back there defending against any shenanigans like that. So in his 1390, he'll be able to put on a couple of shots and even kill Whiskey Dodd if Whiskey chooses to stay there. So it is correctly covered. And I like the T1 positioning, Spirit AW and Torvald over here, but they need to be careful because there could be a tier 8 out there, out and about.
Oh, not the case yet. McGirth and B1 Doberman are going to be joined up by Whiskey for a second, but now Whiskey's going to go to the north side. Now again, this map spread is pretty much in favor of Simplistic, but by 2/3 of a margin. And Art of War is going to be that point man to the north, as we mentioned previously, to see if they're going to push up to that flag.
They are, because the IS-3s are already in position. I mean, this is the most important part about them. They've been able to get over to the other side. Actub, of course, he's on the south side, but he's kind of defending and also being that utility tank to be in the right position at all times. And here the IS-3s are moving up. I love this positioning because, look, Schooley and the other tanks are all the way behind. 1390 is able to kill Spirit AW on the... who was that? Oh my gosh, Whiskey Dodd was able to take him out over here in B7 now.
He was, but here is the flag cap. Durast and the 5100 going to be cruising in. But here comes McGirth and B1 Doberman on that flank side, and they could be trying to get against Pavlo to the south. And then maybe a really good flank to shut down that one tank and that 5100. But no, Pavlo's going to be fighting against McGirth and B1 Doberman. They are going to push up against Pavlo, though. Pavlo's going to be on the retreat. He's going to be telling his teammates, hey, guess who's coming around the corner? Guess who's coming to dinner? It's two IS-3s. But now he takes two shots to the front, 623 to 14.
Okay, he's going to get McGirth here. Great stoppage right there. Doberman going to pick that up, pick up the shot, and because of that, they're able to take out Pave Low. Now they're starting to enclose on their opponent's Waffles, going for the cap on the other side of the blue base.
And here comes the cavalry. His name is Whiskey Dodd, and he's going to get some shots right into the rear of War and Peace's tanks. He's going to destroy this tier 1. Nice play by him. He takes the shot, but AC Dub rams right into Whiskey Dodd. 603 versus 800. 581 on Whiskey Dodd against 349. And McGirth around the corner in the IS-3 gets the kill against AC Dub. Pat Real 2000 and Durasta, the only tanks left alive, are going to hold this position against these IS-3s. But guess what? It's two IS-3s against one IS-3 and a 5100, and that 5100 is down. Pat Real 2000, the only one left alive here, is going to be destroyed, meaning War and Peace will still not have a win in the league. Simplistic will take the win, and they will be 2-1.
Way to rally back. Down 0-2 in the series. They come back in a sweeping fashion, 3-0 to close out the series.